Welcome to Helgar Industries Business Consulting. Today we're going to cover the issue of business recognition. Businesses gain recognition from a number of areas. We'll start first with the hiring process. Now, the hiring process can either be referring to senior management or it can be referring to lower level employees. Either way, the process can either help in business recognition or it can hurt in business recognition. The quality of the process, the recruiting, the advertising, the process of interviewing and selecting and communicating results are all considered very important by society in general. People like to know that a business respects their time and their efforts. And they like to know that the people that they're putting in place to run certain business processes and efforts are as appropriate as they can be. And that's from the very top of a company to the very bottom. Business recognition is also seen as important when it comes to sourcing material and the engineering and the processes of processing that material. The industry, vendors, competitors, even government agencies for that matter, all pay great deal of attention to how a business sources and where they source the material, how they transport it, how they store it, how they process that material. Says a lot about the skill and the skills and the abilities of the business. And then you talk about manufacturing, the actual transforming of building materials into, let's say, an intermediate product or a final product. It takes a great deal of skill, a great deal of time and effort, and so on and so forth to do such things. And an industry, a marketplace, can put in high value on the engineering that goes into a product. Very important for the business in terms of its recognition in the marketplace, in the industry. And then you can go from there, from advertising to marketing or sales of the final product or the intermediate product. A great deal of attention is placed on that. A business can become well recognized for its marketing, advertising, its sales efforts in the market, in the industry, and so on and so forth. Generally, businesses are expected to pay a great deal of attention to these areas. And that effort is generally noticed and generally commented on throughout the industry or the advertising community and marketing community and sales community and the like. And once a product has been advertised and marketed and distributed and it's out in the marketplace, there you begin to also deal with business recognition. I mean, when customers purchase a product or a service, they generally gain experience with it. They generally can tell you by firsthand whether or not it's a quality product, whether or not time and effort, and an adequate amount of time and effort was placed into that product or service. This particular aspect of business goes a long way in developing or hurting a business's recognition throughout the industry and the marketplace. When you're talking about business recognition, when you're talking about how the industry, the marketplace, perceives your product, service, and ultimately your company, this is something that resonates throughout the entire world, throughout the entire business world. It makes it easier for the marketplace to operate when you have leaders in the industry, when you have the middle tier guys, and sometimes even the followers. It creates the necessary context, and necessary context that drives opinions, that drives beliefs in products and services and management in an industry. These beliefs attract a certain degree of thought about a company, about its management, about its processes and procedures, about its inputs, its building materials, about its final product. It develops thoughts about its advertisers and advertising agencies and their creative skills. This kind of effort, business recognition, that kind of dedication helps to drive the health of an industry, of course, the business, of course, a marketplace, and of course, a country. Countries and so on and so forth can become well known for the industries that manufacture, that products and services, and that sells those products and services in that particular country. So business recognition is very important for the health of a society, the health of a country, the health of an industry, the health of a business, the health of its employees and management, because the belief system and the thoughts that are attracted to those beliefs will ultimately determine how healthy things are perceived. So it's important. Business recognition is key to the overall success and the overall health of the entire world. And when one understands that the health of those who are observing and experiencing the effort that goes into a product or service, when one understands that, generally it's expected that that person, that business, that industry, that department, whatever it may be, puts in the necessary efforts, the energy, the thinking, the resources to produce something of value, something that's going to be perceived as acceptable. So business recognition is very important to a business, should be very important to management. And so that's what we want to cover today, and I thank you for taking a moment to listen to it. And we look forward to providing you with interesting content in the future. So have a good day.